Hello, everyone, and welcome to my show. My name is Michael Barno, and this is NFL Championship Sunday, 2020. January 19th, a couple of huge matchups on their way. Chiefs and Titans will be kicking off at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and that game will be followed by the Packers and the 49ers, who will kick off shortly thereafter. Let's start with the matchups. We'll put this whole thing on the record, and that way in 24 hours, if it completely goes sideways, this video is here as proof that I got it wrong. So, without any further ado, let's jump into the matchups. The Chiefs versus the Titans. Now, the funny thing about both these games is they are rematches of games that were played in the regular season. Now, this game, the Titans took the first one in Nashville, 35-30. It was at a time when the Chiefs' offense, quite frankly, the Chiefs' defense had not quite figured things out by that point. But they've been much better in the last 7 weeks or so. The Chiefs' defense has really played good football, but this was before that happened. So it will be interesting to see how that develops. But when the Chiefs are on offense, we'll start with this matchup. There are two key matchups in this game. And more broadly than to say the Chiefs defense versus the Titans offense. More specifically, there are two matchups on each side of the ball. The first key matchup in this game is going to be the Titans red zone defense versus the Chiefs red zone offense. Now, the reason I say that is because I think it's a foregone conclusion that the Chiefs are going to move the ball. All right, they're against a defense like this. The Titans are a physical defense, but they are a flawed defense. They have no great pass rushers. They're not a great secondary. They're a good secondary, not a great one. And you don't have great pass rushers. So that likely means that the Chiefs are going to be able to throw the ball. Mahomes is not really going to be pressured much, and he'll be pretty comfortable in this game, I think. The only way the Titans would stop that is they would basically have to take their chances and blitz. I don't see them getting a lot of pressure without doing that. But now, once they get to the red zone, that is where the big matchup is going to be. Will the Chiefs be able to get touchdowns, or will the Titans, who have played great red zone defense, which is a byproduct of how good they are against the run, will they be able to hold them out, essentially, when they get to the red zone? Now, we have to see, but my bet is that the Titans are going to play off defense, and they're just going to don't give up the big play, let the Chiefs throw the ball underneath, let them pick up first downs, just don't let them get one over your head where they don't have to go up against that tough defense in the red zone. Now, that's going to be the first matchup. Can the Titans defense force field goals? If they can win this game. If they can't, no chance. All right, well, it's very little. The second key matchup is on the other side of the ball, and what's going to be crazy about this one is the Chiefs defensive line, more specifically, Frank Clark, have been talking some noise about to Derrick Henry and saying that, well, he's not that hard to stop, even though he's basically Eddie George, only bigger. But this game this matchup is going to be the key to the game. Can Derrick Henry run the ball again against a stacked box? Because I guarantee Steve Spagnuolo is going to come into this game and say, Derrick Henry's not beating me. I will let Ryan Tannehill throw over the top all he wants, but we're not going to let him use Derrick Henry. Now, if that happens, okay, if they're able to stop Derrick Henry and force Tannehill to beat him, Tannehill has proven he's capable. That's another thing people don't understand. They say, well, he hasn't thrown for many yards. Well, the game plan hasn't been for him to throw the ball through the first two games. That was part of the game plan. Anyone who's watched Tannehill all year knows the guy is capable of throwing the football and winning. He's got good receivers. He got a great athletic tight end. He's got guys that can stretch the field. So if the Titans do find themselves in a shootout, that's a game that I think they need to stay out of this time because they're up against a more explosive team than them. But the Chiefs defense has to stop Derrick Henry. The nightmare scenario for the Chiefs is if Derrick Henry is able to get going even for 4 or 5 yards a pop, and the Titans are able to put together 7-8 minute drives, and they put together these drives, milk all that time, and then get a touchdown. That's a nightmare because now you got the Chiefs offense sitting on the sideline, and that's not what you want. If you're the Chiefs, you want this to turn into a track meet. And you don't even mind. Like if the Titans are going to score, let them score quick. Turn this thing into a track meet. If I'm the Chiefs, I want a track meet. You have the fastest team in the NFL, the most explosive offense, the best quarterback. You want a track meet. So that is the side. That is the matchup I look to. If the Titans are able to run the football with Derrick Henry, and if they can get stops in the red zone, they can easily win this game, easier than people think. However, I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Chiefs will take it in the end. The Titans have a very good coach, and I think they'll stay in it, but I don't think they'll win. I think the Chiefs will take it, and they're headed to the Super Bowl. Now, the other matchup, we have the 49ers against the Packers. Okay, this is another one, as I've said before. This is another rematch from the regular season. This was a Sunday night game in Santa Clara that, it was supposed to be a football game, and then a beatdown broke out. The 49ers came out and just bludgeoned the Packers. Aaron Rodgers had a passer rating below 10 in that game. So he's got some. He better believe he wants some redemption here, and he has not played well in this stadium if you look historically. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup on this one. The 49ers offense versus the Packers defense. This is the first question that's going to be happening in this game. Can the Packers offense, can they get things done between the tackles? That is going to be the question. Can they get Aaron Jones going? He's got to get going in this game if they're going to have a chance. End of story. Because if he doesn't, if they come out and they try to throw, which I can't imagine they will, they're going to want to be balanced. But they've got to get Aaron Jones going. Because if Aaron Rodgers has to drop back and try to throw the football, it's not going to be a good game for them. We've seen this one before, and not to mention the 49ers are built to play against that. And what also hurts is that Aaron Rodgers this year has not really thrown the ball to anyone not named Devontae Adams. He doesn't really like to. If you look at this matchup, these are the types of teams that the Packers have struggled to beat. You go back to the Chargers. It was the same thing. They're not great against the run, great against the pass. The Packers came out and just got crushed. They didn't run the ball with Aaron Jones. And if Aaron Jones is going to be the big key in this game, Aaron Rodgers gets the headlines, but Aaron Jones will be the key to this game for the Packers when they're on offense. Now, I personally think that he's not – I don't think Aaron Jones is that dynamic of a running back that he's going to be able to get things going for them on his own, but we will see. But I think they have to try. They've got to get Aaron Jones going. If they don't, it's going to be a long day. The other matchup is going to be the Packers the Packers defense versus the Niners offense. This matchup, again, not a great one for the Packers. The Packers are more of a finesse defense. They do well when they play against passing offenses. They struggle with power run teams. They don't want to have to play a team that lines up and just hammers the ball at them. And that's exactly what the Niners will do. Now, the only thing that has to give you some, so we say, confidence if you're a Packers fan in this game is that George Kittle sat out the recent practice with ankle soreness. How bad is that injury? It strikes me as the kind of injury that was sort of like Mark Ingram a week ago, where people were like, Mark Ingram, he's got a little bit of an injury. But the fact that he had 3 weeks off and he's on the injury report and limited in practice tells me it's not just a normal injury. So I don't think this is the same thing. Kittle played just last week. He probably thought, that's sore. I'll just sit this practice, so it's good to go for the game. Kittle's going to play, but it is something to keep an eye on. Is his ankle going to bother him in this game? Now, if it does, I think the Packers, again, have a pretty favorable chance here because more than just the passing game, Kittle is very important to the 49ers in the run game. He's the best blocking tight end in football. The guy's a beast. If you haven't seen him block people, go check it out. The guy blocks people out of their shoes. He's an old school, blue-collar kid, went to Iowa, great blocker, but that to me is going to be the big key is with the 49ers, are they going to line up and smash the football at the Packers? I think they're going to, and I think they're going to try and jump up on them, force Aaron Rodgers to drop back and throw. Normally you'd say Aaron Rodgers can do that, not against this defense. He's not as athletic as he used to be. This defense is tailor-made to play the Packers. So while earlier I think the Chiefs-Titans game will come down to the end, I think the Chiefs take it, but I think it will be a game. This one, whether it happens early or late, I think the Packers will get blown out in the second game. I think the Niners are going to run away with it. And I think we're looking at a 49ers-Chiefs Super Bowl. So there it is. It's on the record. We'll see how it goes in 24 hours from now, whether I'm a fool or if I'm the man. We'll find out. As for now, enjoy the games, and we'll talk to you later.